Hi, everybody. This is Luke Fenwick, life coach, behavior strategist, and welcome to That's BS, or TBS for short, the only free coaching newsletter that calls you out on your own crap. And this edition is how to speak your truth and be heard. Have you ever said, I can't speak my truth, I don't feel heard, and that's BS? Through my coaching conversations with people, they often talk to me about their inability to speak up, to find their voice. Sometimes it's at work, but more likely though, that occurs in other parts of life, in romantic relationships or even with family members. As humans, we want to be heard, we want to contribute, and we want to belong and be part of our community. Without the ability to speak your truth and find your voice to be heard, it is a failed attempt to fulfill these deep-rooted human core values. And you know what comes next, don't you? This article will provide practical tips to those struggling to find their voice and or have fallen into the self-silencing pattern. The time has come to speak your truth again. And I hope this article and this audio file helps you make change. Time and time again, I hear, I want to be listened to. Actually, no, I just want to be heard and understood. They phrase it like, my partner won't allow me to speak my truth. Or he or she simply doesn't hear me. Or even further, they say, I feel like I have no voice in my own home. But is that really what it is? I would often ask. Yes, some relationships are toxic, and indeed partners can look to hold the other person down by controlling their words, which in turn controls their thoughts. However, often it's an individual sacrificing themselves because they can't, or more likely won't, speak up to share their truth. Maybe because they have grown accustomed to keeping it in. Sacrificing each time, in each moment of silence, more confidence in themselves disappears into their own shadow. Giving up on the possibility of a better situation because they have simply lost their voice, their truth, and most likely they feel like there is no way to bring it back. Now that's BS. So B is for behaviors, and this is what it could look like. Assuming this is you, why don't you speak your truth? Well, maybe general anxiety has taken over. Fear that sharing will start conflict. Low in confidence or self-esteem. There's no role model to learn the behavior from. Or sometimes it's a cultural or gender role. Regardless of the why, what do you think happens when you don't speak your truth? It becomes a cycle. A cycle where you recognize that you are doing it again, feel bad for not speaking up, and then sink deeper and deeper, further away from what you know you need to do. Do you often say, hey, whatever your partners might name, I need to share my personal priorities, my views about the kids, my unhappiness in this relationship, my thoughts on the family, my need for personal time to look after myself, my need for them to help more around the house, or my ideas and plans for the future? Or have you ever said, look, I just need you to shut up, stop trying to fix the situation and actually hear me? In relationships particularly, not speaking your truth leads to the feeling of I have no say and I am not heard. Over many years, this can lead to resentment and dysfunction. Relationships break down. The ripple effect is that you end up with two people on completely different pages reading from different scripts, with each individual expecting or hoping that everything will sort itself out magically, all by itself. Come on now, that's real BS. So S is for strategies if this looks like your life. Do the brave thing and speak your truth. First of all, if you're struggling to find your voice, know that it's okay. It's actually really common. Also know, if in the past you were able to speak your truth and use your voice, then the learned habit of not doing so can be unlearned with deliberate and purposeful actions. Speaking your truth doesn't always have to be about convincing the other person of what you are saying. It's far more important to convince yourself that you truly have the ability to say what you need to say regardless of the outcome. So how do you speak your truth and be heard? Let's start with identifying what is holding you back from using your authentic voice. What is the story you are playing over and over again that is creating the alleged valid reason in your mind for staying silent? From there, let's get into creating momentum towards the new you who can speak their truth. Here's 10 great points. Number 1, find a routine that gives you confidence that you can speak your truth. Number 2, write a list of where you struggle to speak your truth or with whom. Number 3, practice how you wish to use your voice in those moments. Number 4, write out what you need to specifically say. Number 5, what needs to be shared right now versus what you want to share. Sometimes they can be very, very different. Number 6, be clear on the purpose of the conversation. Reduce the fluff and the vagueness. Number 7, be firm but fair. Number 8, stay calm and patient. Number 9, know your boundaries. And number 10, be prepared to say no. Set the commitment to yourself to use your voice and speak your truth even when doubt creeps in. Connect with how speaking your truth and being heard will change your life for the better. It's sometimes use the voice you were born with and stop being a passenger in your life. Remember, we only do this thing once. And someone else said about this very, very topic, speak the truth even if your voice shakes. As always, I'm more than happy to help if this is something you're struggling with and if you want to work on it. Don't forget that at any stage you can book a free chat with me. There's plenty of links on the website, as well as the channel and the newsletter. There's no pressure and no commitment. Thanks for listening. This is Luke Fenwick, life coach, behavior strategist. If you do enjoy this, please subscribe. Appreciate it very, very much. Be safe, be present, be you. Bye for now.